Call of Duty, which is notorious for having some very questionable updates, actually had a good update.
I will say the launch has been phenomenal. I think this was the best Warzone update / launch integration that we've seen.
Look how casual Big Pop is. This guy just put his controller down and he's ripping a bong toke as we speak. There's nothing more casual than that, and that's what COD's all about, man.
I'm still curious where this game is gonna go. According to Ghost of Hope, apparently they are happy with the numbers that they're seeing. They see it as a positive at the very least. I'm sure all the suits are probably upset that it's not millions, but they're apparently happy with the numbers, and I mean, I like the update, so I'm happy with the update. Like, pretty much the version of Warzone that we ended up getting by the end of it all, and everybody ended up hating it, and people were quitting and everything, was very, very guided by, like, community feedback, but the biggest voices that were listened to were streamers and content creators, people like me, and we play the game entirely different than, say, you know, the casual player base would. And that seems like it was the reason why, you know, the casual fan base started quitting. So now it's making me think, we ended up seeing a Warzone that was completely guided by, like, a more fair and competitive experience, if you can really call Call of Duty competitive. So I'm assuming in, like, a year from now, we're gonna have a completely different Warzone than what we used to have. At least, that's what I think that they should probably do. Given the last time that they didn't listen to anybody, we got Warzone 2. They decided to go and do their own thing, didn't listen to anyone's feedback, and we just went from there. But I would argue that Verdansk itself is doing a huge amount of lifting for it. I think that Verdansk combined with the TTK and stuff like that is all mixing together to kind of, it's not creating a balanced experience, but it is creating a fun one. It's kind of like preferring like Modern Warfare 2 over Modern Warfare 3. I don't know if they'll ever get rid of one-shot sniper rifles, for example. There's too many opportunities for really, really cool things to happen with the hundreds of meters snipes across the map. They needed to have things in the game that allowed to create moments. What does a more casual Warzone look like exactly? Because they thought that's what Warzone 2 was, and clearly that wasn't it. So is it like some mixture in between? Whenever I think of like a casual Warzone, I think of like Warzone 2, but clearly Warzone 2 killed everything, so they're not gonna do Warzone 2 again, but they're still going to stick to like the casual idea, or at least that's what I think that they should do. But what does that mean? And the weird thing is, like, as a content creator, I should be dreading this. I should be dreading it, because that means I'm in for a very, very long time of just getting bullshitted. I think the zip lines will come back. It doesn't necessarily solve the design of the buildings or whatever, but again, they can do updates, they can destroy parts of the map and stuff. They can do so much now, it's crazy. Reopening Stadium, they'll probably do that at some point. They could level downtown. Another thing that I really liked, I don't remember what version, Warzone or Verdansk it was, but the version of Warzone with the Nakatomi Tower here in the middle with the vault, I loved that shit. I thought that that shit was awesome. Now, at that time, I don't think I was playing as much, but I was watching a ton of people play, and that shit was cool. This is what the people wanted. Don't get me wrong. This is absolutely what the people wanted.
Yeah, that's why I keep saying, bro, all the stuff that the content creators and all the pros want them to take out of the game, or not take out, but like fix, or immediately crying about TTK, they're immediately crying about one-shot snipers, etc. I said it last night. We can have our cake and we can eat it too. Just make the fucking ranked game mode. All they have to do, chat, all they have to do is something very simple that they didn't do back in Verdansk. Instead of shifting the game to what it inevitably ended up shifting into, which was a pile of hot dog, complete dog piss and dog shit, when we're talking about Modern Warfare 2's Warzone and then what came from that, we're now back to where we began. Okay, the game feels incredible. People are having more fun than ever. Now all they have to do is do what they needed to do back then. We could have had our cake and ate it back then too. You want to know how? Create a ranked game mode for all of the sweats and all of the people that want to grind this game and be the best they can. There's nothing wrong with that. But there is something wrong with it when it affects the casual side of this video game. Like, look how casual Big Pop is. This guy just put his controller down and he's ripping a bong toke as we speak. As we speak, he's ripping the bong. There's nothing more casual than that, and that's what COD's all about, man. So all they gotta do is release a ranked game mode, okay? And they need to take away one-shot sniping from ranked. Maybe nerf the HDR in ranked, just in ranked. Add a little more, a longer TTK, so you got a little bit more health in a ranked game mode, because those things would do well in a ranked game mode, Okay? Verdansk's all about having fun, man. That's what it's all about. It's not about sweating your balls off. It's not about perspirating from every possible pore on your body.
There's a few things that I think that they could add already. Obviously, armor plates. There's a scarcity of armor plates. You being able to hold less plates, only 5 and then 8 with a satchel. This is what we started with 5 years ago, so this is where we're at. Call of Duty, you guys have had a great first 2 days. 48 hours have gone about 9 out of 10, I would say. In the original Verdansk there was so many more buy stations. Not only that, I mean, there's literally a third of the buy stations that there were on the original map. I mean, I'm thinking about the hangars area. There was a buy station in between the 2 trailers. There was a buy station in the middle of the runway. There was just buy stations everywhere, and I just don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. You have all this money, you should be rewarded. I wish they would at least tell me why, or tell us why they go with the decision to limit the buy stations. I know they want the BR experience, but I just don't think it plays fluid. I don't know, just the full game fluidity is just not there. It's not there. The full game fluidity is not there with the way the game is now. When you have this floor loot, talk about inconsistency. You got the inconsistency of the weapon, and then not only that, the inconsistency of the TTK. You dying so fast. I want this game to thrive, you guys. This game thrives, I thrive. Simple as that. And another thing, I know it's early on, rooftops. There's some rooftops that just, it's so hard to push. And without zip lines on the outside of a building, or a portable zip that you can get up on top of a rooftop, I mean, sometimes if these guys just have a rooftop, there's nothing you can do about it. Unless you can snipe them, get an airstrike, or you can just, you really got to coordinate some pushes if you're going to push a team on a rooftop. Also, more contracts. I just feel like there's not many contracts on the map. I mean, the reason why there's not many contracts on the map is because there's no way to get money. There's not much loot on the map. I remember you used to run through Superstore and there was just piles of loot everywhere. I go into a building and there's nothing. Put a guaranteed plate in every chest. Put a guaranteed money in every chest, because sometimes you open up a chest and there's no money, there's no plates. I don't think that should be a thing. I think they should add more cars. Call me crazy. I don't know, man. Some of the cars are OP. The LTV is pretty OP, I'm not gonna lie, but you just need to have rotations. You got to have a vehicle to rotate. I will say, if you guys are going to use vehicles, trophies are one of the most important, most valuable field upgrade, especially if you're playing team or even by yourself. But if you're in a car, you guys utilize cars, get a trophy on that thing immediately. 1 C4, one little dirty bot can kill your whole team, or they could just shoot you in the back easily. But that's the TTK. That's kind of the beauty of it, because they want to give everyone a chance in this game. And honestly, they've done a great job. So like I said, I give it a 9 out of 10 so far. I really am hopeful about future updates moving forward. This is the first battle royale that we've ever played a second time around, so things are going to get stale. I think 3 times as fast as they normally do. Things are going to get stale, so I really hope within the first couple weeks these guys got some plans for updates coming out with us, either in-game events, maybe a new POI. I still miss the end-game comms. I don't know why they took out those end-game comms. I still like to see the spectator when you see how many people are spectating you. That was kind of cool. Oh, one other thing I will say, Nakatomi, please there's a bunch of things that they can do with events, and like I said, I mean, we've already played this game around. Imagine if a month or 2 goes by and Nakatomi shows up, dude. Please bring back Nakatomi. I think Nakatomi was the best version of this game, and maybe to 2 or 3 months from now they just fucking permanently stick it back up in the map.
Verdansk's all about having fun, man. That's what it's all about. It's not about sweating your balls off. It's not about perspirating from every possible pore on your body.